What's up guys, Dave Moss Jr. here, and this is Mike Garrett, one of the founders of Plunge. We're here at Plunge HQ, and I figured this was a great opportunity for us to spend a little bit of time together, but also I want to get some really good insight from you on specific products. And today we're going to talk about the pod. So Mike, share with us really who the pod is for, why you invented the pod, came out with it, and really some of the high level things people should know about the pod.
For sure. Yeah, so who it's for. This is really our first sitting plunge. So we've always had the lay down plunge, was always my favorite, but the sitting position allows for a more compact tub. Some people just like to sit. So we wanted to try our hand at this form factor. So this is where we landed. Did a lot of really fine-tuned adjustments. There's a seat that's about 4 inches high, and it's just the perfect kind of size. I'm 6'6", big guy.
I saw you get in it last
night. I was
in
here last night and I love it. It's great. Like it fits me really well, so I'm a big guy. So interior is definitely big enough for almost every human.
Yeah.
But you can see the space it takes up is way less than our other plunges.
Yeah, no. So for me, whenever I recommend a plunge to anybody, a couple things I like to ask is, one is budget, and I feel like this is a really good budget-friendly cold plunge. Two is space. How much space do you have? Where are you gonna put it? Are you gonna put it inside? Are you gonna put it outside? And this can be both. Primarily outside, and a couple things I personally love about it. One, the two color options, having the white and the gray. It's nice to have that option, but because it's so heavily insulated throughout the entire thing, there's no condensation at the bottom. There's no condensation on the side. So if it was gonna be in a garage gym or like this, you have it inside, there's no condensation coming off the cold plunge that's gonna create a problem on your floor. And I absolutely love that. This can be connected to the Pro Chiller, which is this one, which it's on right now. I put my microphone to it. It's on right now. And that's one of the craziest things about these products is you guys have made them so quiet.
Yeah, variable speed pumps, and it's, like you said, it's really well insulated, so the chiller's not having to run all the time. And when it does, even the fan's variable speed. And we did that because we really care about noise. You know, our first generation, that was one of the biggest feedbacks we got. It's a little loud, so we took that feedback and everything got put into the Pro Chiller.
I want to ask you real quick, because you explained it last night in the sauna. Just so you guys know, we spent some time in the sauna last night and talked about this. Variable speed. One of the only companies really doing that, right? That I know of right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think most are fixed speed for sure.
So fixed speed meaning the chiller's either on 100% or it's off.
So there's three different things. So there's the pump variable speed or fixed, there's the fan variable speed or fixed, and then what we talked about last night was EEV, so that's an electronic control valve for the actual coolant going through the system. So you either have a capillary tube and that's what would be totally on, or you have an electronic valve that can actually control the amount of coolant going into the heat exchanger, and that can be variable. And that can really help with the longevity of the unit, the efficiency of the unit. So that's kind of like the ultimate system has all three of those.
That's incredible. So the goal is, if you buy this product, the goal is to have an incredible experience for a long time. It's not for you to enjoy it for 3 months and then have an issue with it, right? And after meeting with the app team, the engineering team, the customer experience team, it's very clear to me that you guys are on the right path and you're creating great products, and this is just one of the many. So we're gonna talk about a lot of them, but in this video, I wanted to really just talk about the pod and who the pod was for. And you answered the question, it's for pretty much everybody.
Pretty much everyone, yeah. And you mentioned price. This was exciting for us to release this price point. And also we talked about last night, you can actually move this thing, which is nice.
Lightweight.
And you can also buy it and not even have a chiller. If you just wanna use ice, do your thing there, you can just buy the pod as well. So that's our first kind of foray into that market. So really exciting product for us. As you mentioned, we can pump in different colors. So we have 2 right now. Long term, we could do more.
I like that.
Yeah.
You can have a custom David Moss Jr. pod.
You got it, let's do it.
Just kidding. Who knows? Even the lid is insulated, which is great.
Exactly, yeah, the lid's pretty tight. I like the lid a lot. Just cool to make a cohesive lid that doesn't have to be a soft kind of foam, different color lid. It's kind of sexy. It makes it, that's kind of gives it with the pod name. You know, it kind of completes, nice shell.
A few things I noticed too about the lid is the way that the skirts are, is when it rains, I have all mine outside. So when it rains under trees, different fallout from the trees, nothing can find its way into my cold plunge.
Even here on the handle, you notice all the details, dog, because we definitely thought about that. The water can drip down here, and all these subtle angles make sure the water never gets into the cold plunge.
And it works. It absolutely works. And then on the inside too, so talking about, well, one thing I also want to point out is you could use this lid as a knee board. Like you really could. As soon as I took it off my first cold plunge, I'm like, I might actually take this out behind the boat. You could use it as a knee board. It's solid enough, and you got 2 knee channels, which is sick. But on the inside of the plunge itself, of the pod itself, is you have the jet and the filter built into just one side. So I've shown that if you are abnormally tall, which you're tall, but you sat in here perfectly last night, you could sit this way. There's no jets or anything on this side. You could sit that way that has the little seat, and no matter which way you sit, you're gonna be able to manipulate the room in there. And there's no like one side you have to sit on.
If you want to head dunk, you want to get super deep, you can go on that side. If you want the seat, you're over here.
You got shallow end and deep end, which is really cool. But this is the pod. The pod is a great option. If you want to check it out, there's a link down in the description below that will take you to the website and give you all of the details on the pod. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about the Plunge All In. Mike, take it away.
This is the dream plunge, man.
Yeah.
When we started in the garage, we started building the V1 plunge. It's a great product, but this was always the dream. The fully integrated, fully one-piece acrylic, filter from the top, super easy access, nice big beefy filter.
It is.
You know, super comfortable, fits any person. We already talked about how quiet it is and how well it chills in another video, but we feel like it's the best plunge out. And yeah, it's kind of like our best effort at the ultimate cold plunge.
It's the cream of the crop, and a couple of things that, because I have one at the house, and a couple of things that I love about it, and I'm gonna compare it to V1. So V1 was basically a V, like both sides were slanted, and I loved it because I'm tall, you're tall. But my wife, who's 5 foot, when she would get in it, because both walls were slanted, she couldn't really plant her feet. Flash forward to the All In, having the vertical side here, she, even though she's 5 foot, can get in it and control her body, keeping herself from sliding. So that's a really cool addition. It also gives more volume inside, so there's actually more room in there than I think people would visually see, which is nice. I love that it has ozone. Ozone is always fun. Pumps in there, keeps the water nice and clean. There's 2 pre-filters that keep the lint, fuzz, and stuff from going into the filter, keeping the filter nice and clean, which I love. And then the 2 different jets creating circulation, which is awesome. I know you're someone who really likes to snorkel. You like to go underwater and stay underwater.
Yes, sir.
There's some features on this that are also on the Pro Chiller that you don't see on almost any other.
Never seen it.
Any other chiller,
Never seen it. Which it's good for snorkeling, but it's also good just for changing your filter.
Yes.
You just hit the pause button. It'll pause for 15 minutes by default. You can change your filter, or you can do a plunge snorkel style.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a cool feature.
It is really cool. I use it when I change the filter out all the time, or if I just want to check the filter and see how it's looking. You know, because what I love too is you can connect it to the app, and the app, I met with the app team today. Awesome. So many crazy updates. If you have a Plunge product and you don't have the Plunge app, you need to download the app. It's free. It's not like it's a charge or there's a subscription to it or anything like that. And it's got so many really cool features. So definitely something I would encourage, but being able to have the team here see what's going on in your plunge and even send you some alerts if it's time to change the filter. I think it's really intuitive, and it's one of the more, I would say, more intuitive apps of any of the apps I've played around with, which is cool. What's this in front of it? This is
That's the basin.
Cool.
Yep, that was something that, you know, we wanted something to catch the water and match the plunge, and this thing does a really good job. It's really cool. It does really well. People really love this product. You know, we always had bath mats back in the day. And they're just like print-on-demand bath mats, and you know, it was what it was, and we knew we had to do something better. And so yeah, this catches all the water, looks great. It comes with a tube so you can send the water elsewhere. It's a great little accessory.
It is really cool. So this is something you would want if you had this inside in a garage gym or anything like that, because it's gonna catch the water when you come out. I think people don't think about that all the time. They get a cold plunge, they think they're gonna put it in their garage or their indoor gym. They don't think that when you get out of anything wet, you're bringing water with you. So this is a really cool addition. I have mine outside kind of on a wooden deck like this. I don't have the basin, but I will say that like throughout summer, winter, throughout all the seasons of Florida, this thing has kept my water like super efficiently right on the number, which is awesome. I do love that it chills down to 37 degrees, which I don't cold plunge at 37 degrees. We were talking about that earlier. Like people are like, I want the coldest cold plunge. Do you? Not a lot of people get into water that cold for that long.
We see a surprising amount of our customers do. I think it's like 15% are at 40 or below. Maybe a little higher than that actually. So a decent amount of people actually go that low.
Okay, that's news to me. Most of the people who I converse with and have a relationship with through social media, they're like, hey, I tried 45 and it was too cold. Am I getting benefits at 55? And I'm like, yeah, you are. Like,
most people I talk to are between 47 and kind of like 54.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 51 degrees is my ideal temp right now. It was 44 for a while. I think as it got colder outside, I brought the temp up a little bit, and I still feel incredible when I get out. But temperature is a funny thing. I feel like having the ability to change it though, I think that's one of the things. If people are taking an ice bath with ice, it's very hard to control your temperature, and you have to constantly manipulate it with adding more ice. Having a continuous cold plunge like this that keeps your water filtered, keeps it clean, and keeps it at a precise temperature is definitely key. But this is the Plunge All In. This is the cream of the crop. If you are curious what that little thing sticking out the back is, that is a phone holder. So you can track your cold plunge using the Plunge app or watch David Moss Jr. YouTube videos while taking a cold plunge.
By the time this airs, we'll probably have Apple Watch support live. So you'll pull in your heart rate during the session, our updated timer, and it'll also soon connect to the temperature on your plunge. So whatever temperature your plunge is at, it'll pull it onto the screen. So cool. And so all that data is getting more and more integrated to the app.
I love it. I've been a part of the team for a while where we're experimenting with some different things. I wore the Whoop and tested contrast therapy with HRV, which we're gonna move on to this product next. So at the end of this video, we're gonna have this video linked. We're gonna talk about the Plunge Sauna XL, but how contrast therapy affects HRV and your recovery. So if you're somebody like me who all I do fitness-wise is based on recovery, I wanna feel good. I don't necessarily care how I look in the mirror. I wanna look good, but I wanna feel better than I look. And there's a lot of people I know who look incredible, but they feel like crap. And I'm trying to help teach them about these recovery modalities that work. And contrast therapy is one of my favorites. Every time I do it, my HRV score is higher.
Sleep better.
You sleep better, you feel better, you recover from your workouts better. But having a cold plunge like this has definitely been a key to that. So this is the Plunge All In. If you want any more information, all the details are gonna be down in the description below. I'm gonna have a link that'll take you right there. If you wanna purchase one, use discount code MOSS, all that fun stuff. But we're gonna move on to the next product here. We are gonna be talking about the Plunge Sauna XL. And I really wanna hear it from you. When you first started Plunge, you were building cold plunges, and now you have what I would consider one of the most luxury sauna lines in the market. I want you to share all the cool stuff with us.
Cool, well thank you. Yeah, so our customers immediately wanted a sauna just because it goes together, right? And we started looking into it. We started looking at infrared. We settled on traditional because when you're getting out of a cold plunge and you're cold, you want to get into a really hot sauna.
You do.
So this is the route we went. We settled on the Hume heater because it is the sexiest heater. It gets up to 230 degrees. Wi-Fi connected, connects to the Plunge app. So that's where we went with that. And then the rest of the sauna build, we wanted something super unique. We wanted to optimize for being able to build it in a new kind of modular way where someone with just like 2 people can put it together. It's kind of a bad word. We say like IKEA furniture, which I think it's like almost easier than IKEA furniture. But it goes together in panels. So there's like, I don't know, 8 panels here that all just slide together. There's grooves in the track of the beams on the ground. And these, like this is one panel that just slides in. The door is a panel, that's a panel, that's a panel. So it all just kind of slides together. And so we can ship it in a pretty efficient crate. And that was one piece we wanted. We have 2 different sizes. So this is the XL. Then the standard basically stops right here. So on the top bench, you can get 4 people across, just like big dudes. It's very spacious. The standard is like 3 people across. Of course, you can have a party and jam many more people.
We've had 8 people in my sauna.
There's a high bench and a low bench. So the other thing was getting the bench high up. So we studied, you know, with some real sauna nerds on how to build the ultimate sauna, and we got the fundamentals. And one of them is just having a high bench.
For sure.
So you want, loyally is actually the Finnish word. That is the triad to make the ultimate sauna experience. That's super high heat, high humidity, and airflow. And so you get the super high heat with the high bench, the high stove, and then the humidity comes from pouring the water on. And then we also have an airflow vent under the heater here, and then over on the other side there. So you get that airflow cooking, and you have a perfect sauna experience. And then the other little one, which I don't know how many people use, I know some people do, is the flip-up benches. So you can put in a workout equipment in there, like a bike and ride, or you can just do movement. I used to do kettlebell swings a lot, just in like 5 minutes. You know, you don't have to get it all the way up to 200 degrees, but if you're up to like 170, 180, like doing movement in a, you know, hot workout room, everyone's done hot yoga, you kind of turn this into a hot yoga studio as well.
It is really cool. Like having the flip-up bench is a really really cool feature that I don't think you don't have that option in any other sauna that I know of.
Yeah, it's indoor, outdoor, totally waterproof roof. So yeah, you can put it anywhere. It's all made out of clear cedar. It's a really high quality cedar that repels, fungus and rot. So any like high-end sauna is going to use cedar.
Yeah. Question I get a lot from people who do purchase the sauna is if they wanted to put like a clear stain on it, is that recommended, necessary, not necessary?
Not necessary. It just will gray over time. So
mine started to gray a little bit.
You'll get the color change over the years. Some people like it. Other people, if you don't, you just put on, you can just seal it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it'll bring it back out. Somebody told me that if you put maybe a little bleach on a grayed out sauna, it'll bring the original cedar color back out.
Interesting.
I don't want to experiment with it, but someone commented that and I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool thing. I didn't know. It is definitely waterproof. As soon as I put mine together, we had those 2 hurricanes come through in Florida. And I was like, well, that was a good run. Like it was cool while it lasted. Not one thing was a problem.
Yeah.
The roof stayed on, everything was super secure. No glass broke or anything like that. I think sometimes people look at a sauna with glass and they think that the glass is going to allow too much heat to escape or it's going to be a problem. I've never had a problem with my sauna getting to 230 degrees and
it's really well insulated otherwise, right? So in the wood panels, we do have insulation, which makes a really big difference.
Yeah, in your sides, in the roof. I mean, obviously the ground doesn't matter that much, but I got to visit the wood factory where they build the saunas and seeing that it's cedar, insulation, cedar. I mean, it's it's really crazy insulated. Like we're standing outside of it and you don't feel heat really coming out of the sauna. It doesn't let a lot of heat escape.
Yep, thick glass. Yeah, we thought of every detail we possibly could. You can change the light color. Even something as simple as an auto closing door. It's not always the case.
Yeah.
I actually don't see it very often. But you don't have to worry about a latch and you don't have to worry about some dude just leaving it wide open and you're saying, dude, close the door.
True.
Just auto close, very simple, but it's pretty awesome.
For sure. Some people do ask like, why is the door so hot?
Because I'm tall.
Is it because you're tall? I honestly, I didn't know. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's okay to let the stale air out and you're not gonna sit there like this for 15 minutes and let all the air come out. And it's nice to open the door, let the stale air out, like one quick open, stale air comes out, fresh air comes in.
It gets hot fast.
It gets hot so fast. I've never had a problem with my sauna staying hot, so I've never seen that as an issue. But I think some people might want to at least have that acknowledged and like, well, okay, cool. On the back, we didn't even talk about this, the back is slanted.
Right.
It's the only sauna with that. Other companies will sell like a slanted bench accessory or something that takes up your bench, which I don't enjoy. Having the slanted back is really nice. It makes it really comfortable for
It's
us.
a unique feature.
Yeah.
And aesthetically, it looks really cool.
It does.
The 90-degree slope is very iconic and unique. We wanted to mimic, the V of the tub.
Yeah.
So that's what influenced that. One thing we talked about early on was just saunas are not comfortable.
Right.
And they just have a flat bench and a flat back and...
Or even worse, a rounded back where you're kind of having to hunch over.
Exactly, like a barrel. And so this was our answer to it. And it's very unique when you get in a plunge sauna. Everyone kind of leans back and it just opens up your chest and it's a chill vibe.
Also, because the glass is so high and the roof goes up at an angle, it creates this really expansive view. So like we have ours facing the lake, and when we get in there, like we see everything. With the basketball hoop right there, the kids will come out. We spend so much time in our sauna. It's like became a staple in our family, where that's some of the best conversations happen in the sauna because you can't really bring your tech in. You can barely bring a book in because it gets, like we set it at 220, 230. So the book pages will start to curve if it's in there too long. So we have to be just humans sitting in there, getting hot, having conversations. But when the kids come in, they sit on the lower bench because heat rises. It's hotter up high than it is down below. So my 5-year-old can get in there and spend, my dog comes in. She literally scratches at the door to come in. And she'll get in there and then she'll get down on the floor when she gets hot. It's awesome. But we have some great times in there. We can watch the kids play basketball outside whenever they get out and get hot. It's really became a great part. I also love the floor, how the floor has that rubberized finish that you don't really have to worry about. Like it's very no maintenance.
Yeah. A unique choice we went with is like the wood door with all the glass.
Yeah.
Because you have that expansive view as you're leaning back, but the wood door felt like if it was full glass, it would almost be like a little too much like you're in a fishbowl.
True.
And so it's an interesting like choice we made to just have like that mix of like wood and glass. I think it worked out. Yeah.
I really like it because it does give you a little bit of privacy too.
Exactly.
Like, obviously our kids and everyone's running around having a good time, but that gives us a little bit of privacy. Another thing cool that we didn't really talk about is the app features. Being able to connect this one right to your app. You can turn your sauna on. Like I'll be inside working, and if like my wife's on her way home and she's like, "Hey, I want a sauna tonight," I don't have to walk out to the plunge or the sauna and turn it on. I can literally go to the app, turn it on, turn the light on. It's been really cool, and then it's fun to track it too, like tracking your sauna session and then seeing how much time and heat you've accumulated throughout the week.
Yep, even scheduling. So you can, so you can schedule if it's in the morning or you want to schedule every single day or every Tuesday.
Yeah.
You can set up weekly schedules so it'll automatically turn on.
It's awesome, man.
It's nice, yeah.
I mean, I spend a lot of time in the sauna, so this is one of my, I mean, I've enjoyed them all, but it's one of my favorite products because I use it so much. So
that's awesome, man.
If you want any more of the finite details of the Plunge Sauna XL or the Standard, I'll have a link down in the description below to check that out. If you want to purchase one, use discount code MOSS. It'll save you some money and all that fun stuff. Today, he's going to school me on everything I need to know and you need to know about the Plunge All In Commercial Max.
Yep, you got it.
There's a lot going on here, so I'm going to need you to just take it. Just let it
rip.
Sure,
yeah. So there's two commercial models.
Cool.
The All In Commercial and the Commercial Max. The Commercial Max has the auto doser on the back, but that's gonna automatically dose your chlorine and your pH.
That's
so
pretty cool.
All the time, your staff at your place just knows that this thing is getting the perfect chlorine and pH levels at all times. And then we even have a back-end dashboard called Plunge Connect, where you can log in from anywhere and see the status of all your plunges. So we have people with like a bunch of gyms or facilities. They can literally see all the metrics, the flow rate, like I said, all the chemical levels, the temperature, like everything all on a dashboard, which is pretty cool. And then the other thing this thing has, you'll notice is different from the regular All-In is the skimmer.
Yeah.
So the skimmer will obviously skim anything that's on the surface of the water.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're getting me excited because I've been in some commercial settings. I just did a trip to Austin for the running event, and me and another content creator, we went around to a bunch of different commercial settings that had cold plunges, and it smelled really, really chlorinated, like bad, like burn your eyes when you're sitting in it.
Yeah.
Or it was really, really gross.
Right.
I don't think...
Because you have a human being testing it once a day maybe, or maybe once a week, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then they test and then they add.
Yeah.
With the auto doser, it's doing the testing and adding like every minute.
That's incredible.
Right?
And then you also...
and it can just put in a tiny bit at a time and keep it at like a low level.
Right.
Right? So it's safe, it's clean, but you're not smelling that crazy chlorine smell.
So the filters inside, like the pre-filters, the filtration, all that is great, but having the auto doser just automatically keep that pH level, it's insane. Like it's something I've never even seen before, much less seen actually in action. And then the skimmer is great too because sometimes like people don't always rinse off, right? Like you go to a commercial setting, you get into a commercial cold plunge, or just get into a hot tub, right, at a resort or anything like that. Sometimes there's some bubbles on the top, and that's not bubbles from the water, that's bubbles from the grossness coming off of our skin, the deodorants, the oil, the sweat, the products in our hair and stuff like that. A lot of it stays on top and floats.
Yep.
So having a skimmer on the top, this is the first I've ever seen of that, which is really cool. But then the auto doser just takes it a step further. So if I was someone starting a commercial, like I wanted to have some cold plunges for my customers to use, I don't even know really why you would choose another option.
Yeah, and the big one we haven't talked about is like certifications. Some of the certifications are VGB, so that's for the drains. You need a specific type of drain that is certified to not like basically suck someone down into the water. So that's one thing we've nailed. And then NSF 50 is kind of the big water quality certification that the Plunge All In Max does have. And then there's also like UL listing that this will have. So all of the certifications that, every state's different, and some states and municipalities are easier. You can probably put units in no problem. Other ones are really strict. So you kind of have to know what you're dealing with. But with this one, you don't have to worry about it. Like
so
we're in almost every state. We've talked to like every state and made sure that like this checks all the boxes basically.
So that's pretty cool. And I actually learned something new today when I was meeting with a customer experience team. They mentioned that like they want to be with you every step of the way. So if you are a customer who purchases the commercial and you are going to have it in commercial settings, they're there with you. They help you get it set up. They help you get the auto doser dialed, but then they also want to make sure that you can answer the questions for your state's regulations to make sure that you don't get in trouble.
So we'll, like, a lot of times we'll give the customer a packet of like the design and all the specs, this whole packet that they can give to their health inspector, and they can look at it and go, okay, this is legit, it has all this, and this, and this. And that's what gets them through the process. Whereas if you're just buying a brand new product that someone's saying is commercial, they're gonna get none of that, and you're gonna be on your own trying to navigate a really difficult health department situation. So we give you kind of the tools to go to say, hey, because this is new for health departments. They don't know what a cold plunge is or where it fits, but we come in with a lot of proof that this thing is safe. Here's all the documents you need, and you kind of can move through the process.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And then to think, like, if you're in a commercial setting, you're gonna have 10, 15, 30, maybe more people getting in this water every day. It's a small body of water. When you think about it, it's pretty gross. But I mean, I've never seen all the different things you've thought of gone into this commercial. Is just, it steps way ahead of any of the other ones that I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, people know we've had Plunge around for a number of years.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've owned a wellness facility in the Bay Area for over 10 years, you know. So I've been in float tanks for over 10 years, trying to get those past the San Francisco Health Department, Oakland Health Department. I've seen what works well, what doesn't work. So it's all like obvious to me, but I've been doing this for a decade. So this isn't like, you know, something we just figured out on the fly. Like, I don't know, I've been doing this for a pretty long time and kind of know what it takes to, what people need, you know, in terms of like auto dosing and having the easy to change filter.
Right.
Like, I know the staff doesn't want to deal with a hard to change filter or like the water chemistry, how much time that takes. Like, to make that really easy on the staff is going to save a business owner a lot of money, time, and stress. So
I never test my water.
Yeah.
It's probably not good, but I never test my water. I mean, it's mine, it's residential.
Residential is different, right?
But I get the kits. It's just like, I don't want to do pH up, pH down. Like, I don't want to have to figure this out. I'm not a scientist.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people in your bucket. I think for people who want the MVP for residential, change your filter monthly. Just set the reminder in the Plunge app. Just remind you every month, change the filter. That's just like the easy thing to do. And then on the chemical side, we have two options, a chlorine option, which is replenish. So it has an oxidizer and chlorine, but it's a low amount of both. That's what I use. And I just sprinkle kind of like a tablespoon in on like a weekly to bi-weekly basis. And that chlorine will like totally evaporate over the course of a week. So I don't have a lot of chlorine in my unit, but just doing that sprinkle goes pretty far. And then if you want to like throw in a test strip like every once in a while, just to make sure you're good. That's my kind of like MVP, how to keep your residential plunge clean. Because the other options are like, you definitely have to do, like you have to do the strips, get the number.
Right, no, for sure.
Yeah, it becomes a lot of work.
It can. But having a system that does it for you is next level.
Next level, totally.
Next level, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you're someone out there looking for a commercial cold plunge, or you're thinking about opening up your own recovery center, and this is just one of those things you know you're gonna have, there's a lot of people that will advertise out there. I review a lot of them, and some of them are really great, but I've never seen anything at this level. So if you want more information on this, I'll have a link down in the description below to the Plunge All In Commercial Max. This is the beast. Another thing to also notice is it's the All In. I'll have the video of the All In, like full review, pop up at the end of this video so you can get more of that detail. But the entire chiller, everything is built right into this. You don't have any exposed chiller anywhere else. So you have one plug you plug into your wall and away you go. And it's super quiet and super efficient, which is great. So that link will be down below. Check that out if you want to get one. Discount code MOSS, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna walk us through the brand new Plunge Sauna Mini. This thing is pretty sick, dude. There's so many new features on this that I don't really know how to explain yet. So I'm gonna have you do it for me.
Yeah.
Walk me through this thing.
Yeah, I mean, you see it right away. Kind of the vision was to have a full single pane of glass. We kept the same shape as our normal outdoor sauna, but we wanted to create a sauna that was still traditional, still gets over 200 degrees. It's at 205 right now, and that fits 2 people. That's the most common bought sauna, is for 2 people.
Absolutely.
So you and your partner can fit in there comfortably.
Yep.
We still got the benches above the heater, and we still have the slanted back, but this is much less deep. I don't have offhand how much less deep it is.
I mean, I can see it.
It's a couple feet, right?
It's definitely
like at least a foot.
Yeah.
At least a foot less deep.
An
like
entire tile plus. Wow.
We're inside in this our contrast room. Like, that sauna is a great sauna for a contrast room, but it's a little more built for like outdoor.
Right.
And this one is built to be both.
That's so cool. Yeah, because you have the waterproof roof on the top, which is clutch. And then, I mean, obviously it can go outside. All this can get wet. It's great. But I mean, one of the coolest things is this door's not only fully glass, it's on a hinge, like you only see in like multi-million dollar homes. Like I've seen front doors like this.
Right.
They're not cheap.
Yeah.
And this is a solid piece of soft close glass, right? Like it just closes nice and soft.
Yeah, it's got a luxury feel, so it has that still expansive view.
I love
the
that.
improvements that we've made on this one compared to the XL, there's a couple. So you'll notice the electrical box on the XL is on the outside.
Yeah.
We actually have put it on the inside here.
That's what that is right there.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Actually,
I didn't even notice where it is.
Exactly. It's not that hot, and we wanted to maximize every inch. If you're gonna put this inside, you don't want a big electrical box on the outside, right?
Absolutely not, yeah.
It's an eyesore, it's big, it's in the way. What's cool is in the back, the plug, just in the back bottom of the sauna, literally just plugs right in. That's something we should talk about is most saunas are hardwired. You have to have an electrician come out, wire the sauna separately. Electricians make a lot of money if you didn't know.
Yeah, they do.
And that's gonna be like maybe $1,000 or more.
Way more.
To have an electrician do all that work. We have pre-wired on both our saunas, pre-wired the panels for the heater, and then the outlet is already installed on the sauna.
So you just need a plug.
So yeah, if you have like a dryer plug, basically, you get the right plug, the outlet, you get the cord, which you can buy on the site, and boom, just connect it. You're already ready to go, which it's a piece that it's a value that's hard to communicate to some people.
Right.
But we just want to make it plug and play.
No, and it really is. And I've had a lot of electrical work at my house because I review a lot of products and I have a lot of products set up. Probably know that. And yeah, my electrician makes some great money off of me, and there's a lot that goes into it. And a lot of people who purchase saunas, all the different saunas that I've reviewed, that's like the #1 pain point is how expensive it was to have an electrician run the wire and then mount it and set it all up.
Right.
It is really nice that all you have to do is get the power to your source and literally just plug it in.
Yep.
It's really, really nice. It saves probably, that would save a minimum of $1,000 on average.
Minimum, yeah.
This is a minimum.
Yep. Yeah, we've talked about some of the other features. Obviously, it's all cedar. The added feature now is the inlet vent is now above this heater. Obviously, there's no way to put it below.
Right.
But I love that it's above the heater, and then we have the exhaust on the other side, and it's our first forced air exhaust.
So it's got a fan built in.
The fan that you have a knob for, so you can go 0 to 100% on the knob, and that's gonna pull air in through the intake, so you can slide that vent open. It pulls air in, the heat just shoots it up, and then it kind of comes down, and then it goes out this way. So we were in the sauna last night, and I was talking about it, and we had a great hot sauna. It was nice and humid, rocks were ripping, but it starts to get a little stale in the air.
For sure.
And this will still stay, over 195 with the fan going, but it feels so refreshing in there. Like I can stay in there for much longer.
Yeah.
With that fresh airflow.
It makes a huge difference.
Pulling in fresh oxygen. So I'm excited about it because I've never been in a sauna that kind of had that feature.
I've never seen that feature in a single sauna. And the fact that you came up with it and you have it and it's functional and it's for sale, incredible.
Yeah. It's pretty simple, right? But at the same time, like it makes a big difference.
For sure.
So yeah, I'm excited about it. The lights are also different in this one. We went with the accent lights, which are also
beautiful. When the lights were off last night and we walked in, I'm like, did you guys just put those lights in there? Because people will do that. Almost every sauna doesn't come with lights. I think your Plunge sauna is one of the only traditional saunas I've ever seen with a light that comes with it. A lot of people will buy like the LED lights, and that's another thing they have to try to figure out how to get the power in there. Having it built in there, it looks really good, and it's just nice. It just makes it feel really nice. And then there's a couple other features that are pretty interesting. Having this indoors, having a traditional sauna indoors, a lot of people wouldn't realize this, but like you sweat when you're in a sauna, and you want to pour water on the rocks. What happens when you pour water on the rocks is you get water in there, right? Well, the floor is wood, and you actually have a drip tray underneath, so it catches any water that comes down or any sweat. So it keeps your floor in your house, if you were to put this inside, keeps your floor clean. That's a really cool thought. Like, you guys really thought of a lot when it comes to
We took a lot of time with this one, and it was fun because we got in every little detail. You think it's done, and then you keep iterating, you come up with a drip tray. It's got everything we could think of.
Well, I met with your team today, almost all of your teams today, and it's so clear how much passion and pride every single person I spoke to has in the product. I mean, even walking around the factory and seeing the product get built, talking to the team out there, they love this. Like they want to make a quality product so that people have a super enjoyable experience.
We all use it. This room gets a ton of use.
Oh, yeah.
We talk to our customers. Like, I don't know, We're sensitive people. We want to make the best possible product. And that's actually the products, like our top tier products, like the All In or the, the saunas that aren't cheap, they actually sell the best.
Yeah.
The people want the best, and so that's kind of been our North Star, just like create the best thing possible, and we're constantly iterating and doing the best we can. So appreciate that.
Well, you're doing a great job, man. I'm super stoked to be able to show these products to you. And if you have any questions that you want Mike to read or you want me to bring to the Plunge team, pop it down in the comments below or reach out to me on Instagram at DMoss Jr. I'll bring all that feedback to the team. That's what that's what this trip was about, was bringing your feedback to this team. And it's just been really, really well received. And it's really cool to see the innovation and the constant upgrades and just step up. So you guys are constantly stepping up, which is awesome. I also really love this.
Cell phone holder.
Yeah, so this is one of the most used pieces of equipment in our sauna because you can't bring a cell phone in there, but sometimes you want to watch your tracker on the Plunge app, which this will link up to the app. You can schedule your sauna sessions, you can change the temperature, you can turn it on remotely, which is cool, but then the app also tracks your setups and you can, there's so much cool stuff coming out. So make sure you download the Plunge app. This is me telling you, even if you don't have a Plunge product, it's definitely worth the download, which is really cool. But you can also, more importantly than anything, you can watch the David Moss Jr. YouTube channel while you're using your sauna.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? Make sure you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. No, but seriously, if you have any questions or want any more of the details, I'm going to put the link down in the description below. And Plunge has given me a discount code exclusive so you can use if you do want to purchase this product or any other product. It's discount code MAUS, that's MAUS. That'll be down in the description below as well. Other than that, is there anything we missed?
I think that's it, man.
I think that's it. Dude, thank you so much for all the details, the insider information. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, and God bless.
Peace.